to get started in a little bit. We're doing music reviews tonight. Make sure we're liking the live. If it's your first time here, man, welcome to the music reviews by Platinum Producer. I'm Juggernaut of multi-platinum production team Arkatech Beatz. Shout out to my partner Mike Trauma D. We are responsible for producing for your favorite rappers. Favorite rapper, Big Pun, Nas, Jada Kiss, The Game, Raekwon the Chef, French Montana, Max B, Wiz Khalifa, Killer Mike, Freddie Gibbs, Saha the Prince, Waka Flocka Flame, Shorty Low, Trouble, rest in peace. And the list goes on and on. Let's go. Make sure that y'all liking the live, sharing the live. It helps the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? We wait for a few people to jump in. We got some songs in the queue. You know, if you haven't already submitted your song, make sure you're submitting your song, which may be beats, maybe we review pretty much anything. Everything is like, you know, if you got beats, if you got you know, finished songs, you know, not so finished songs, you know, just, you know, we try to, you know, take a listen to everything if we have the time. We got 808 in this joint here. Michael Stark, what up? Shout out to everybody jumping into the live, man. If it's your first time here, we're doing music reviews today. You know, make sure that you're locking in. I'm just working on some music while I wait for folks to jump in. We still got hella projects that we're working on, so we got to stay busy while we're trying to help the people, you know what I mean? Shout out Fab Dog, what's up? Make sure y'all go check out that new French Montana, Max B. Make sure y'all check that out. Kaz, what up? Maximus, what up, man? Wait, we just getting ready to get started. You know what I'm saying? We just logging in. You know what I'm saying? Giving people a chance to jump on the line. You know what I'm saying? Because we got quite a few people that submitted. So I want to give folks the time to log in. You know what I mean? And make sure that we can do that. If you haven't already submitted the song, man, please submit it to the link on the screen. You know, I'm gonna be on for a little bit. You know, we gotta just see how much time we got today. You know, to go over what we can go over. Whatever we don't get to today, we'll get to it tomorrow. You know, people who prioritize themselves, you know, they prioritize their listens. I'm just working on some music. You know what I'm saying? We got the projects that's going on right now, so we're just working. Shout out Max B and these guys. These guys are steady working. Don Dallas, what up? Make sure everybody tapping the like button over here on the TikTok side. It helps the algorithm. What's this here? This, I call it Go Fronts. Gotta name this beat. I haven't really had a chance to really dive into it. I really just started at about 10 minutes before we logged in. Make sure y'all tapping the like button. Make sure y'all are sharing the live. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, and all that other good stuff. We're trying to get on this thing, doing this music review thing nightly. Trying to do it every night, for a little bit. See how it feels. See how much people we can help. See how that works out. You know what I'm saying? If it's beneficial to the people, then we'll continue with it. If it's something that the people ain't feeling, then we keep it moving. You know what I mean? The queue is open. We're just giving people a few minutes to log in before we get started. If you haven't already submitted your song, make sure you submitted the song. It's free to submit. Of course, if you're looking to skip the line, that's a different situation. Peace, brother. Thanks for support. Does it sound like some Hall and Notes? Hey, man. You know, if you sample Hall and Notes, you ain't going to get no publishing, man. So we don't really do that over here. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. We're doing music reviews tonight. For those who are not familiar with me, like I said, I'm part of a multi-platinum production team. I'm juggernaut a multi-platinum production team, Arkatech Beatz.
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to my partner, My Trauma D. We are responsible for producing your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Let that sink in, man. 25 years in this game, we've been rocking and rolling and doing our thing. And, you know, we've been rocking from the old school to the new school and back some more. And we're still back in this thing heavy, you know what I'm saying, doing what we do. Never going anywhere because we evolve, right? We evolve with the times. So what we're doing tonight and what we've been doing 8 o'clock for maybe for like the last week, right, Kaz? About a week now. We've been doing it for about a week. We're doing music reviews, and for folks who want to submit their music for a review and, you know, just to kind of get an idea if their music is up to commercial standards, commercial viability. And then we're also looking to collab with folks, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like it's you know, it's really a networking opportunity. I don't think people really realize that people don't realize that it's a networking opportunity. It's also to get more visibility on your music. It's also to get more visibility on you as an artist. And then also to get that feedback from somebody who is really active in the business right now. Go check out that Coke Wave 3.5 out now, French Montana, Max B, #1 rap single in the country ever since they left me. Ever since you left me, we're on that album, you know what I'm saying? Produced Me Too. So make sure y'all go check that out. But like I said, you know, pretty much active doing what we're doing right now. So we're trying to see how we can help folks. Trying to see if we can give some feedback. Trying to see how we can help folks, you know, get through this game. And we're just doing what we're doing, you know what I mean? So we making it do what it do. Phone going crazy right now. We're about to jump into our first record in just one moment. We're about to jump in just one moment. Remember, we're going to be on here for a limited time. You know, typically I try to section off somewhere between, you know, 1 to 2 hours. Sometimes, you know, duty calls, and you know that has happened in real time where I've gotten real business stuff that comes in, and then, you know, that has to take precedence over a lot of other things. So, you know, we got to keep working that we're working on. So let's jump into this. Let's jump into our first tune tonight. What time is it now? It's about 10 after. I got a joint here called 2 a.m. by Not Your Producer. Hopefully you're still in the building. Give y'all a second to jump into that. It's a song called 2 a.m. Not Your Producer. I guess it's a beat. About to jump into this thing right now. Let's take a listen.
Why won't you come my way? I'm getting tired of your dumbass games. I know you don't trust no man, so I'm leaving you in the past. Took it a bit easy around your emotions, tiptoeing around your feelings, that shit didn't work a bit. I felt we were getting closer, but I forget that I dream. Fuck it, I'm chasing a dream I can't make reality. I remember you telling me stories of your first love. He did you dirty, now because of him I can't get what I want. That sucks and fucked up, I wish I had met you first. Now I am stuck as your friend and that's the worst. Why won't you come my way? I'm getting tired of your dumbass games. I know you don't trust no man, so I'm leaving you in the past.
She's getting harder to get, she's getting pretty as fuck. She say that I'm not on her level. She ballin', she slaying, she look like a dash. I think that I'm falling in love. She pull up on me to cup dank young cars. Too sexy while swerving and staring. My hidden agenda mixed business with pleasure. Lumtane young baser, quality stogo Maria Toma. Lumtane young baser, quality stogo maybe uzongqoma.
Quality stogo lo mntana uyakhoma, yena uzongqoma ngamntana uyahlola. Blame your fish, yena akakhola, yena ngizombamba, yena ngizomthola. Wathola enye i-out ngiyakutshela iyahola, lo mdoko uyashisa umntwana uzophola. Izinto ezikanje akasazi uyaflopa, diya mikhazi lo mntana uzomthola.
Why won't you come my way? I'm getting tired of your dumbass games. I know you don't trust no man, so I'm leaving you in the past.
That's 2 a.m. Not Your Producer. This needs some work. A little more than just some work, but it needs a bit of work. It looks like you guys selected a good track. I will tell you that. I look like you did that. But this songwriting that you got going on here, it needs a lot of work. The auto tune doesn't really work here when it's really that bad out of tune. It's not really working for you. And then also the content of it is a little bit, a little rough around the edge. And I'm not sure what language is. Anybody can tell me what language that was in the chat? What came into it? It obviously isn't their first language, English at least, and you can hear that in terms of when they're doing their singing on it. You can hear that it's like a little shaky because it doesn't sound like it's their first tongue. So it definitely sounds a little bit off. Listen, this is to be honest, man. I think this is where folks need to really start to implement the AI, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to sing it anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really got to. Like, you don't really have to do it like that, per se, especially if you're doing the singing and you're doing the rapping. If you're trying to do both and you're rapping or you're singing it somewhat out of key and you really can't get it where you need to get it as far as being really in key or in pocket like how you're supposed to do, hand that section over to the AI, man, so at least it could become listenable, right? And then you can always continue to use that as as your springboard for your songwriting acumen if it's anywhere near it, and we can get it closer to commercial viability. This type of stuff right here, to have it sounding the way that it's sounding in this day and age, it's It's not really acceptable. You know what I mean? I can't hold y'all on it. There's too many tools to help to fix your tune. There's too many tools to help you fix your vocal cadences. You know, there's a lot of tools here, even to help you with your lyrics. There's a lot of tools, man. Like, you're not using those tools, and you know, it kind of showing here like it's really more of like, you know, I'm just kind of not really taking it as serious as I need to take it. So I would really, you know, take this back to the drawing board. You know, let's try and see how we can get this vocal performance to match where the track is at, because the track is really saving you at this point. So let's see how we can get that, you know, back to where we need to get it to, so we can kind of move it forward on that. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you with the submission, and you know, hopefully we can get this thing, you know, get it cleaned up in some way or fashion, so that you can kind of have a record that really sounds like something that we can actually have out here. You know what I mean? So thanks for that. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Somebody says, God bless me for trying to be nice. Listen, I want to give constructive criticism, and I don't think it's my place to tear people down. You know what I mean? Because I think at every, when I go back, when I go back and I listen to my first record, the first record that I put out, I put a first record out with the homie. Shout out to my homie Sean Anthony Baker. He's a you know, an artist turned actor now. You can catch him on the new season of Lincoln Lawyer coming out next week. You know what I'm saying? We put out a single. Man, I don't even want to say it to put no date on our names, right? You know, but we put out our first single. I had gotten into a car wreck, and I had got a little bit of settlement break paper. It wasn't no big paper, but I took that and I pressed up some vinyl. I had, you know, tried to get my first set of equipment and stuff, and you know, he was the artist that I was working with at the time. We pressed up some vinyl, and when I go back and I listen to it, we had some records where the chords was all bad. The chords was bad. The stuff was out of tune. It's all bad when you listen back to it. It's like it was bad. You know what I'm saying? But there's nobody to tell you. You know what I mean? So, you know, I wouldn't be here without that, right? So when you say, hey, man, God bless me for trying to be nice, it's not really that. It's really more so, listen, I don't really see the point in tearing anybody down trying to pursue a dream. You know, what we can do is try to give them constructive criticism and see if they can take that and see if they can springboard that into something that can be real. It may not be, you know, it may not be this month, may not be next month, may not be this year, may not be next year. It might be 5 years down the line that you take that criticism and you can make it, you know, make it do something, you know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Make sure that we are liking the live right now. This live is looking crazy with the likes is low. Tap the screen. The tapping the screen doesn't cost you anything. It does help the algorithm though, and it does help to get it discovered. You know, we need to work this new TikTok algorithm. It's looking kind of crazy right now. Shout out to everybody jumping in on the YouTube side. Shout out to everybody jumping on the Twitch side and the Kick side, X, all them other good places. Getting ready to get up to this next joint. We're getting ready to play that by who's this by? And you gotta excuse me for my bad eyesight. Orange County Rue. Orange County Rue, are you in the building? Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you for being in the building. This is a joint called Ice. This is not. This is Ice, like in. I'm assuming this is Ice as in jewelry, and not Ice as in, you know, immigration and customs enforcement. I'm just making sure we ain't got nothing going on too political here tonight. You know what I'm saying? We about to jump into that. Give me 1 second. Make sure we tapping that like button, man. We need to get these likes up, man. We need to get to at least 10,000 on the start. Let's get to this. Let's hit the like button, man. Let's make it move. Let's get some viewers in this thing so we can get it busy. We about to go listen to the next joint. Boy Swagger, what up? This joint is out on Spotify.
Hey yo, geek.
My hands tied, but I ain't tied up. I'm washing them anyway. I don't care if you but $5, I'm slapping you in the face. A disgrace is just a label, independently I die. Carry the trade, them guys from Florida, we all hate when niggas fly. Funny thing about time, you can't even rush, you finally starting to see it. Going around, rest of my life, I got no time to check the real. I disappear, proof it's magic how I change over the years. I was reinventing myself, still seen the trolling from my peers. But I got a nigga from my own hood, swear they don't like. Rest in peace of squeeze, but I hate his right hand man who started that shit. When they free the job, we get the fuck from around, eating ain't right. I ain't cold-hearted, but all injuries you treat with ice. Orange. All injury you treat with ice. Try not to dread on life because you cannot do it twice. And leave these hoes alone, you know the one, just make that girl your wife. In due time, brother, I know it hurt, but pain is part of life. I say, man, all injury you treat with ice. Try not to do it on life because you cannot do it twice. Leave these hoes alone, you know the one, just make that girl your wife. In due time, brother, I know it hurt, but pain is part of life.
And that's the full song?
I'm tired, but I ain't tied up. My hands tied, but I ain't tied up. I'm washing them anyway. I don't care if you but $5, I'm slapping you in the face. A disgrace is just a label, independently I die. Carry the trade, them guys from Florida, we all hate when niggas fly. Funny thing about time, you can't even rush, you finally starting to see it. Going around, rest of my life, I got no time to check the real. I disappear, proof it's magic how I change over the years. I was reinventing myself, still seen the trolling from my peers. But I got a nigga from my own hood, swear they don't like. Rest in peace of squeeze, but I hate his right hand man who started that shit. When they free the job, we get the fuck from around, eating ain't right. I ain't cold-hearted, but all injuries you treat with ice. Orange. All injury you treat with ice. Try not to dread on life because you cannot do it twice. And leave these hoes alone, you know the one, just make that girl your wife. In due time, brother, I know it hurt, but pain is part of life. I say, man, all injury you treat with ice. Try not to do it on life because you cannot do it twice. Leave these hoes alone, you know the one, just make that girl your wife. In due time, brother, I know it hurt, but pain is part of life.
I like this for what it is, man. Like, you know what I mean? This joint's called Ice Man by Orange County Rue. Like, yeah, this joint all right, you know what I'm saying? A little hard to follow in the beginning, like, you know, I'm trying to catch the drawl a little bit, like, you know, trying to catch the lingo. I'm like, okay. And I'm wondering if that can be just a testament to probably bringing up the vocal a little bit, making it a little bit just slightly above the track. And listen, like what we used to do when we were, well, what we still do, is when we're mixing, you're supposed to come out the mix with at least two to three different versions of your final mix, right? You're supposed to come out with a vocal up. Like, say you got your main mix, like they say, oh, this is my mix, this is what I like, this is it, dope. All right, you're still supposed to tell the engineer, yo, give me something that's up 2 decibels, and give me with the main vocal down 2 decibels. So you basically come out with 3 versions. You got one that you say that you love, one that has the vocals up a little bit, and then you have one with the vocals down. And then you're supposed to take that, you're supposed to sit with that for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of make sure that everything that you're playing with is actually audible. All right. So with this, you know, I think because of, you know, it may be just because of the way that he might be rapping on it, you know, it might be a little bit difficult to listen to at first. You got to kind of tune in a little bit harder. But I think if you get the vocal up a little bit, that might help. And then on the other side, I would have liked to heard a second verse. This song is approximately is it 90 seconds? Yeah, about 90, like a little over 90 seconds. You know what I mean? So we could have added in, we could have added in another 8 bars at least, and then jump into the hook one last time, and we still would have been out of there by maybe like give or take like 2:45. You know what I mean? 2:45. That's still a relatively short tune by all measures. You know what I mean? So shout out to Orange County Rue. You know what I mean? This joint got some promise to it. If that was the feedback that I would have for this, really at where it is currently, those two things. But outside of that, I think you're working with something here. It's already out on all platforms, so the song is called Ice, ICE by Orange County Rue. You can I think I put it on the screen. I don't know if you guys can see it. Shout out to everybody that's jumping in. About to get to our next joint. Cooked that up a little earlier this evening. Just a little quick cook up, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. Make sure y'all tapping the screen, man, liking the live. We got another record that's coming up. This one Feels Like God. Feel Like God. It's unmixed by Micro. Man, I'm gonna have to fix these screens, man. The big screen ain't big enough anymore. It's at Micro Infill and Marty. Is it send that to Big Avell? Yo, right now Big Avell get everything. Like, no cap, yo. Big Avell get everything right now, bro. He recorded so much music, it's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? He got that $1 Million Baby 4 coming out next month, man. So take a look out for that. He going crazy right now, dog. He working on the next one after that, and he going crazy, man. If you think about it, he'd already dropped like 60 songs, right? Between the Purge, between the Coke Wave project, like, you know what I mean? Like, he going crazy right now. But they got the momentum. They got the number one rap record in the country. Most added to urban radio ever since you left me. More cars, more. Come on, man. It's a blessing to be part of something like that that's moving and grooving just like that. The boy just came home. We about to jump into this next joint, man. This queue filling up, so I'm only here for a limited time. So if you're trying to get it listened to, you may have to try to get a skip in there. It's called Feels Like God.
Every step I take, I feel you near. They see my face, but they don't know what pulls my heart, what owns my soul. I keep it locked behind my smile, living to life at the same time. They never understand the truth that I found heaven breaking rules. I love you when nobody sees, where the dark feels right on me. If the world finds out, let it fall apart. I keep you hidden inside my heart. They call it wrong, they call it sin, but I feel holy when I'm yours. Touch like a secret, I die to give. Say my name where heaven can't see. They call it wrong, call it blasphemy, but it feels like God when you're next to me. No sacred words, no warning signs, just your fire running through my spine. They pray for light, I don't pretend. I chose the truth that they condemn. I bow to nothing they believe, I kneel to what never leaves. If loving you is my final crime, do the time 1,000 times. I love you when nobody dares, in every breath and every prayer. For eternity as to I've been. I say I love what left in sin. Let them judge me, cross the line. I feel holy, yeah, when I'm yours. Touch like a secret, I gotta give. Say my name where heaven can't see. They call it wrong, call it blasphemy, but it feels like God when you're next to me. We're angels watching over me. No salvation, no guarantee. You don't need grace, you don't need it proof. I gave my faith the day I chose you.
That's Feel Like God by the Michael Infill. Chad, what you think, Chad? Give me some of that. Give me some of that feedback in there, Chad. Let me know what you think. For me, I feel like the lyrics is too wordy, bro. You know, I feel like this is supposed to be a hit. Like, it has all the right elements, and it's supposed to be a hit, but I don't feel like it's a hit. I feel like the song is a miss. You know, I feel like there's a decent vocal performance. Yeah, I feel like there's a good vocal performance. I feel like he has a decent voice. I feel like the song is a miss. I feel like the song melody might be a miss in terms of like it's so wordy that it starts to impede on its melodicness on this record. You know, that's just my take on it. But it has all of the elements of a hit record, right? It has all of the live instrumentation, the changes, the the drums, right? Like this is all of the makings of a large pop record, and anybody who has been in this long enough is supposed to be able to identify that and listen to that and say, okay, immediately this is supposed to be a big record, and for some reason it kind of misses. And I don't want it to say like, I don't want to go to hell for this and not giving favorable review to what would be considered religious music in a sense. You know what I mean? So like it has the elements of what we would consider to be the mechanics of a hit record. The elements are there. It's just that the song seems like it's a mismatch to the actual track itself, right? And what's my recommendation when that's happening? My recommendation when that's happening is you take it and you run it into the AI and see what kind of variations you get, right? And then based on the variations you get, you can try to see how you can make some improvements, because what the AI is going to give you, the AI is most likely going to give you something that's very much closer to commercial viability. That's really the whole point of Suno right now, is to give you music that's ready to be released immediately. So it's going to give you something that's really structurally sound, you know, based off of your lyrics and based off of your music that you gave it. So you can actually give it the melody bed and the lyrics. And then what they could actually do is it could kind of show you how it could be sang on it, or remove words to make it sound less wordy, to make it actually flow and make it actually feel good, as it should in this type of scenario. But that's my 2 cents on it. You know, so I appreciate you submitting this thing into here, man. You know, it takes that guts, you know. I still feel like you can, you know, give it a test out, you know, as far as let the people hear it and see what they decide, you know, and, you know, or make the tweaks and come back to it, or you can try to run it as is and see what happens, you know. And ultimately, the people have the ultimate say so, but that's just my take on it. But thank you for submitting this. We're gonna try to keep it moving. Listen, if you haven't already submitted something, make sure that you're submitting it soon. We're gonna try to get through as many as we can tonight. You know, y'all gotta give me grace, because you know I'm really working on fumes. I was up to really late, you know, working on some tunes and these projects and everything else that's going on. Yeah, if you can't compare it to Jamiroquai. Jamiroquai stuff is like, you know what I mean? Like when you listen to that melodically, it's gone. You know what I mean? So like you can tell the difference in songwriting acumen when you listen to those kind of songs versus, you know, what you just heard. It's like it wants to be that, but it's not that. You know what I mean? So like we have to be able to be candid in saying that. Like, hey, this is a good attempt, but it's not quite there yet. But what can get us there is the help of the AI. I ain't gonna hold you. The AI will get you tuned up real good. Remember, you already got the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's gonna steal the songwriting credit. The lyrics is already there. You just run it into the AI to see if you can get a different vocal performance iteration, and then you adjust. You still got to sing it. You know, so it's still his, you know what I mean? Got to use the tools, people. Got to use the tools, man. Let's jump into this. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what it is. This is Middle of the Winter by MBT Lamac. Middle of the Winter by MBT Lamac. Can you guys see it on the screen? I'm putting those songs on the screen so you can see it in real time. I'm putting it on the screen so you can see it. Richie Stone Cold, what up?
My trust in the bitch, no trust in the sense for my trust in the streets. Yeah, middle of the winter, it's cold as the summer, I'm still walking around my heat. Yeah, little nigga tryna run a flip, so I hit him with the clip in the middle of the street. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, it take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, hell put my trust in the bitch, no trust in the snitch for my trust in the streets. Yeah, middle of the winter, it's cold as the summer, I'm still walking around my heat. Yeah, little nigga tryna run a flip, so I hit him with the clip in the middle of the street. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, it take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, put some money on my head, head, so I went to the web and I put twice on. Giving all you pussy niggas less and shots to the head, I feel like Tony. I been getting this bread, I don't fuck with the feds, unlike my opponents. Pull up at a nigga address, I'm coming direct, I don't do no phony shit. I'ma come me on my tech, I don't need no vest, I don't need my homies thing. I put a nigga to the test when it come to my set, when I never low it now. These niggas keep Percocet, put up in my pockets, I keep Eminem. I walk around with them Benjamin, talk around town, bitch, I been him. Never put my trust in a bitch, don't trust myself, but I trust this 50 clip. Little nigga life ain't infinite, little nigga life ain't infinite. Yeah, rockstar life, I been the shit, rockstar life, I been the shit. They trapping all night, been robbing all night, going hard all night for my dividend. Never put my trust in a bitch, no trust in the sense, my trust in the street. Yeah, been a little when it's coldest, and I still walk around my heat. Yeah, little nigga tryna run a flick, so I hit him with the clip in the middle of the street. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, you take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, you take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, you take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, been a little when it's coldest, and I'm still around my heat. Been a little when it's coldest, and I'm still around my heat. Yeah.
It look like they got the beat riding out for the next 2 minutes. Yeah, this is definitely like a demo for
When
real.
it's coldest, and I'm still walking around my heat. Ain't put my trust in a bitch, no trust in the sense, put my trust in the streets. Yeah, little when it's coldest, and I'm still walking around my heat. Yeah, little nigga tryna run a flip, so I hit him with the clip in the middle of the street. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, it take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, never put my trust in a bitch, no trust in the snitch, put my trust in the streets. Yeah, little when it's coldest, and I'm still walking around my heat. Yeah, little nigga tryna run a flip, so I hit him with the clip in the middle of the street. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, it take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, nigga put some money on my head, so I went to the web and I put twice on. Giving all you pussy niggas less and shots to the head, I feel like Tony. I been getting this bread, I don't fuck with the feds, unlike my opponents. Pull up at a nigga address, I'm coming direct, I don't do no phony shit. I'ma come me on my tech, I don't need no vest, I don't need my homies thing. I put a nigga to the test when it come to my set, when I never low it now. These niggas keep Percocet, put up in my pockets, I keep Eminem. I walk around with them Benjamin, talk around town, bitch, I been him. Never put my trust in a bitch, don't trust myself, but I trust this 50 clip. Little nigga life ain't infinite, little nigga life ain't infinite. Yeah, rockstar life, I been the shit, rockstar life, I been the shit. They trapping all night, been robbing all night, going hard all night for my dividend. Never put my trust in a bitch, no trust in the sense, put my trust in the street. Yeah, been a little when it's coldest, and I'm still walking around my heat. Yeah, little nigga tryna run a flick, so I hit him with the clip in the middle of the street. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, you take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, you take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, I can't get knocked off, you take one call to get you blitzed. Yeah, been a little when it's coldest, and I'm still around my heat. Been a little when it's coldest, and I'm still around my heat. Yeah.
It sound like he might have dropped the mic or something like that at the end. Yo, this joint got a good vibe to it, y'all. I mean, I know I ain't the only one that's hearing that. Like, it definitely got a dope vibe. And if you listen to it, if you listen to what he's spitting, that's straight street music. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I mean? Like, that's street music, and it's just it's packaged up to sound real nice and melodic, but it's real grimy. You know what I mean? And you got to tune in, and you got to really hear that. So it's like, you know, it got a little something there, man. I would like to hear it with a different mix. You know what I'm saying? I would like to hear it with a better mix. I think he got something. I ain't gonna hold you. Like this stuff like this is really like, it's really diamond roughy. You know, like it's really diamond rough. Like you would listen to this, and you would at first you'd be like, yo, what is that? And then if you really kind of tune into it, it's like it got such a vibe to it that, you know, it can really go. And that hook is catchy, believe it or not. You know what I mean? Like, it's catchy. It's a catchy hook. I just think that it needs to be mixed a little bit better. And it needs to be cleaned up, because what's happening is that they got the beat basically running for the next minute or two, you know, behind that. But yeah, I would definitely try to do that, and I would try to get a little visual to that. See how we can get. See if the people, it'll resonate to the folks. You know what I mean? It feels like that could be like that NBA YoungBoy crowd. You know what I mean? That you could kind of creep over there into that demographic. You know, that core audience that Lil Baby and them used to have. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a void right now. So MBT Lamac, you know, that's my feedback for you, man. Just make sure that, you know, like, this thing is starting correctly. Like, it starts off with the hook. Well, for whatever reason, you guys didn't copy the hook to the second hook. It looked like y'all tried to repeat it, and it kind of fell off, and it became a little bit inaudible. You want to make sure that you get that fixed, and make sure that you're flying the hook from the first hook over. Get that flew over, and, you know, get this beat ended off right, and, you know, get that mix good so that your vocal can really pop on it. And I think you might be onto something, man. I think you might be onto something for real. You know? Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Shout out to everybody that is submitting. The link is on the screen or in the description for you to submit your songs in. It's Nero.fan/Arkatech Beatz. Shout out Eddie, you know, from Nero. You know what I mean? So listen. I got another joint that we're getting ready to jump into. If you haven't already submitted your songs, man, start to submit your songs. We are rapidly approaching the hour. So for those, you know, we got quite a few people in the queue. So for those who are looking for a guaranteed, not a guarantee, but, you know, looking to get prioritized in terms of being next and getting heard this evening, you know, now is the time to make those adjustments to skip the line if you need to do that. This next joint, what's this next joint called? Let's see here. This joint is called Armed and Dangerous by Crossed. Crossed, are you in the building, Crossed? We'll give you a second. Cross, come to the front. Nah, you good, bro. This is spam bot, man. Armed and Dangerous by Cross. We're about to jump into that. We are rapidly closing up the first hour. I'm not sure how much longer we'll be on this thing. So, anybody looking to skip the line, now is the time.
I'm under dangerous, I'm new and flavorous. You better savor this, they try to Legolas, precision, never miss it, for this. I'm made for this, I'm fucking vain with it. Guess I was born and tame with it, cause I'm in pain with it. I'm tame with it, I'm shamed with it. I fucking trained for this, step and gave a bitch, shaking us like an navel is endangerment, my family. People call me an animal, understandable, since I eat rappers like Hannibal, a cannibal. Plus my God, I'm undamnable, inflammable to the flames down below, expandable. My kind of type of flow is sandable, rough as fuck, gotta grind it, bro, polish the edges, and it's time to go. I'm soft like Annabelle, but if provoked, I'll put a curse on you. You can die in a crash, I'll crush your throat, I'll put the hurt on you, have a heart attack. Vision goes back and lose all hope. Suicide with the fat ass rope, electrocution. Tryna so fucking with me, that's but no joke. If you think that you want the smoke, open up my case or remove my cloak. Look into my eyes, don't fucking choke. Speak clearly, this is not a hoax. When I run your shit with this, I am a god. I can number you bitches, I live above. I am watching you wishing, trying to figure out what the fuck you have been doing. You're sitting there writing, but no damn mug. Bro, it takes you so damn long, it feels so goddamn wrong. By the time it takes you to write a verse, I'm done with the song. Well, compare me to you, you're smoking the bong. I got fans all the way from LA to Hong Kong. Come along for so long, it felt so wrong. Had the pipe down, feeling hype now. I type my side, I write down, show you what is going down. This is now my town, under my crown.
And he still got a whole like 30 seconds of music still left on here. Yeah, that's entirely too long for me. But so look, outside of it being like, a real close Eminem impression, there's a ton of skill here, you know what I mean? You can hear that, even in something still sounding like something else, it still takes a level of skill to be able to deliver that on a vocal performance and to deliver that on the track at all. So, kudos to you in being able to do that, being able to kind of to really mirror his cadence and everything, his rhyme style, his pattern down like that. That takes a little bit of skill to be able to record that and get that right in terms of just getting it right on track. But for me, because it doesn't feel original, because it feels so much like Eminem that it won't get a fair shake. And yeah, the production is straight, you know what I mean? But this record won't get a fair shake in terms of, like, when people hear it, they'll be like, oh, it sounds immediately like Eminem, and then you're going to get that direct comparison. And because you're getting that direct comparison, it can either work for you or it could work against you. And because Eminem is so big, most likely it's going to work against you, because people are going to be like, yo, they're gonna make the immediate comparison to him, and if you're not really, it's if you sound too much like somebody else, man, that right now that doesn't really work well for you. It used to. Remember when they used to sign the cats that sounded like Big all the time? If you sounded like Biggie Smalls, you got a deal instantly. Or if you sounded like Future, you got a deal instantly. Like, those days it's not so much prevalent anymore. You know what I mean? It's not really prevalent like that. Like, it's not really, jumping like that like it should be. But, that's my take on it, man. Outside of that, I think it's produced well. In terms of where your vocals are, where the music is. I think the music is dope. It just reminds me of him. I don't even think there's anything really wrong with the song per se. I think the song is, does what it's supposed to do. It just reminds me so much of Eminem. It's just hard to give it a fair shake. So, I'm not sure if that's intention, or if you're trying to get attention, or if you're trying to draw people into your music and you have something else waiting for them. I'm not sure. That could be the play, but that could be that. But that's my take on that one. We're going to keep it moving. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream. Appreciate y'all jumping into the live stream. Shout out to everybody that submitted their songs. I'm going to get into maybe one or two more songs tops for this evening, so I can kind of jump into some additional music work. For my folks that are part of the Future Producer Society, I'm looking to probably do a quick call, jump on. Maybe I'm thinking Friday, maybe give or take between like 7 and 8. So that's what I want to try to do tentatively. I'm not going to etch it in stone just yet, but that's what I want to look to do tentatively. Aiden Ray, what up, bro? We're doing music reviews tonight. Like I said, I got a few more that I'm going to handle before I actually hop off the line. So, of course, I'll give folks an opportunity, to still submit. Whatever we don't get to tonight, we're going to get into tomorrow. Of course, if you skip the line, of course, that'll give you a priority. This next joint we're about to get into is called Algebra. Am I pronouncing that right? For folks that can see it on the screen, it's Algebra by Try GS. Let's take a listen to this. Listen, if you guys are trying to submit, now is the time to submit. I'm about to try to wrap this up. Whatever we don't get to tonight, we'll get to it tomorrow. Make sure you're submitting. We're going to try to take care of that. Shout out to Try GS. And this is one that's called Algebra. For me, I think it has a decent groove. I think it has a decent groove to it. The issue that I'm having is probably the mix of where some of these sounds are. You know what I mean? I definitely want you to try to see if we can get those sounds to sound a little bit more married together. Right now, it kind of feels like they're all kind of sitting in their own space, and it doesn't really feel as cohesive as it could possibly feel. The other part of it, again, is trying to follow along where it needs to, where it needs to really showcase the hook and so forth and so on. Like this record just continues to kind of go and change and evolve as it continues to go on. And it's like, again, this is a, if you're making beats for other producers, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, don't make beats for other producers. Make beats for artists. Produce for artists. Don't make beats for other producers. What happens is we get too caught up in the arrangement and musicality of certain things, and we forget that, in order for us to get this song to do what it needs to do, we want to make sure that we can get to a commercially viable artist that has a large audience. Like, this can take us to the next level. So I think when you look at this and you listen to it, it's like, okay, we've been talking about it all week, making sure that we're following a certain song structure, man. Making sure that we're coming in either with the sequences, with the intro, the verse or the hook, and then, repeat. I don't think we're doing enough of that. I think it's just the beat continues to go and then it continues to change, have drops, have this, do this, and in my experience, that less is more. But outside of that, man, I think it's a solid effort. That's Algebra, man. I do appreciate that. I'm about to get into maybe one more joint. This joint right here is produced by Ray. Ray, you in the building? I think I just saw you in the chat, Ray. So this is he named it just a beat I've been working on. So we're about to jump into that. Make sure y'all submitting into the queue, man. This is produced by Ray. Let's go. It's a beat he was working on. Shout out to Produced by Ray, man. That's just a beat he been working on. It's definitely a smooth flow, man, and I like where it is musically in terms of its fidelity and its sonics. So I think you got a good grip on that. I think my first major, yeah, you left that vocal loop in there a little long. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got to segment this track to make sure that we can find out where we're going to actually breathe on it, where we can actually rap and add our vocal performance too. Also, it takes a little long to get to it. I don't think we really got to the beat until about 40 seconds in. And that is too long, my brother. You got to try to get to that a little bit sooner. Ableton is the truth, man. It is a bit of a learning curve, though. But Ableton is the truth. You know what I mean? For the time that I was using it, it definitely was a good look. But it just didn't give me exactly what I wanted in terms of workflow. But you could chalk that up to being impatient and a little bit younger. But yeah, Ray, I think this is a solid effort, man. I just think that, again, making sure that we're starting it up a little bit sooner, and then making sure that we're making true delineation between verses and hooks. We need those. We need that to be prevalent, especially in beats that have slower BPMs. When you have a record that has such a slow BPM, or that's such a vibe, we want to make sure that we're adhering to some sort of repetitiveness in terms of the hooks and verses to kind of give us something to latch onto mentally. So we don't really vibe out and zone out to it all completely, you know what I mean? But that's really my take. That's really my take on it, you know what I mean? In terms of what I think you could improve. If you guys are not familiar with it, make sure that you are jumping into our Future Producer Society. Make sure you're doing that. This is a community of producers for producers. So you definitely want to make sure that you are tapping into that. Make sure that you are tapping in. Yeah, see what happens is that you said your homie was asking for a longer bit of an intro. And you have to think of it like this, right? It's like you have to think about it like this. Like, if you want to we want to create a track that has enough reach as possible, right? So we know that it's not going to be for everybody, but for the people that it is for, we want to make sure that we're delivering for the folks that we are being able to deliver it for. So let's say, for example, you got a beat like this that kind of may have a Drake feel or something like that. It may not be for everybody, but it may be for a good few people. We just want to make sure that we're delivering something that will satisfy enough of that segment. If we're just saying, hey, we want to satisfy one person by saying, hey, one person said, hey, let me get a longer intro, that never really bodes well for producers, Now, granted, you guys are in the email production phase. Now, let me go into that before I get out of here. Right, I'm over here. I'm fighting. Right, so let me go into it. You guys are in what we call the email phase of production, right? Where you guys can get on socials, you can comb social media, you can find contact information, you can find manager information. If you're relentless enough, you can actually find the information, actually submit beats to a few projects, right? If we're out here for that. Now, what happens with the email, the email era takes away it takes away the fear element. And people say, well, what do you mean by that? It takes away the fear element. There's nothing worse than going to the studio and you got to play your music along we're going in and you may have to play your music amongst arsonists, some heat makers. You might have to be in there with alchemists. You know what I'm saying? You might have to be in there with Rottweiler. Back in those days, no ID, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to just blaze, and then you got to play your music behind these guys. Like and then what happens is you get turned down, or either you get bigged up or you get turned down in front of everybody. So that's been removed from it. So a lot of us are able to kind of, not have to worry about the scrutiny of getting right to it, right? And this is why I preach it so much, because I do believe that artists are going to start getting back outside, and I do believe that music is going to start being made with artists being back in the studio with producers again. I do believe that more of that will start to occur, because the music is suffering. The music is suffering, and I think people have to build together. I think you're seeing that. I think you're seeing that resurgence of people building music together in the same room, and I think you're going to see a lot more. That's going to become more prevalent. But when that does become more prevalent, you guys have to be ready for what it takes to present your music in a fashion that doesn't get you immediately, that doesn't give you the best advantage of getting accepted. Yeah, you don't want to be, you don't want it to be that long intro. You want to get to the best parts of the song, which should be your hook, right? So we want to make sure that we're getting right to that. We want to make sure that we're getting to the best part of the record, which should be your hook. I would never give you more than an 8-bar intro. And even in an 8-bar intro, if your song is under 75 BPMs, 8 bars can feel like an eternity, So you just definitely want to make sure that we're creating something that has a slight intro if it needs it, making sure that our producer tags are prevalent, and then making sure that we're getting right to the best part of the record, which should be your hook. In some cases, you can start with the verse, but in most cases, you should start off with the hook. And I really hope that helps. Make sure you guys are tapping in with us, man. Like I said, for you guys who are producers, we're doing in the Future Producer Society. We're teaching the music business. We're teaching some music production techniques, different workflows. We're talking about music publishing, music copyright, song registration, music marketing, all types of stuff. We're going to be talking about that inside of that portal. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. But folks, that's going to be my time for tonight. We will be back on tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock. Anybody that is in the queue now, I'm gonna when I start it tomorrow, we're gonna just take off from where it's left. If you're trying to prioritize and making sure that you get listened to or get played in the real time, you may have to look to skip the line. All right. But if you have any questions on that, man, make sure y'all hit us up. Make sure you like, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Cooked this up like 10 minutes before we got on the live.